How's it going, Gemini community? Soul Tigers here with a special story for this wonderful frequency. So let's get started with the vibe and the introduction, Gemini. Busy, busy, you always be. So much that sometimes you just don't see all that you do, dear Gemini. How much you love to show up for others. Take a step back, even if it means for 5 minutes, and congratulate yourself for never giving up or giving into things that just wasn't for you. Sometimes we forget how hard we work to come this far in life. This is a month where you really start to feel at the heart level everything that you have accomplished on this journey, Gemini. Oh my goodness. And I'm hearing one more. What is the last card? There it is. Ooh. So let's go ahead and get started. Definitely we have something here in the future. A lot of it is kind of being delegated to the past and the very far past. Something that you're not recognizing about the farther past is how to delight in it. How to see that even though it could have been a little bit shadowy, it was the inspiration for you to spread your wings as wide and to go as far as you have came. Oh, I like that so far. And then something else we have here is we're confused on our intentions, especially when it comes to the things that we're doing, the moves that we make, the very, and all I can hear is the farness, the very farness that you have came in life, the very things that have driven you to be as successful as you are. Ooh. Something else in this past is imagination, and this is coupled by intuition. Wow. So this one landed on the conclusion deck. So right here, the imagination was in reverse as well. So these are things that are hidden from you, or that you're hiding yourself from when it comes to how you look back at things. The whole thing is sometimes our imagination can play tricks on us because we've put it into a routine of some sort, whether it's always expecting the worst, always looking at what's the bad that can happen, or thinking that we are not able to do something. And that could be making big changes, I'm hearing to say. But the thing is you're at odds ends with your intuition, but you've been following that intuition. And you've been following your imagination. That imagination of wanting to do things differently. And again, this was a lot that was driven from your past, the past experiences that you had in life. It could have been all the way back to your childhood because the delight was so far back. So this even goes back to the times when you were not able to make those decisions for yourself, or somebody else was in charge of making decisions. Something else that's here, it's really hard to be patient. It's hard to be patient with yourself, especially when you look back at things. To be patient with the outcome of what the past was and how that past played into the moves that you made to get you where you're at now. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's really being emphasized, that part right there. And what do we have here is past lives. Our different phases. And what I'm being pointed to is how we need to embrace the different phases that we've been through in life with the different people around us. Sometimes people are there to teach us what we don't want to be like, who we don't want to be. And when they teach us that, that lights a little fire within us to do things differently. And then the last card we have here, oh my goodness, is intuition. something again that you're hiding yourself from and you're at odds ends with. And a lot of times, and what I'm hearing to speak upon is when you have a rough past and you're not taught how to trust in your judgment, how to trust in yourself. That's something that you will take in the routine with you throughout your different phases. And I'm feeling like that's what it is. You don't trust your own intuition because there is some lack of trusting in your judgment and trusting in yourself, even though you've done things differently. Ooh. Think about that. I'm being highlighted to stop and to tell you, Gemini, really think about that when you're having these moments where you feel like you're not doing enough. You're not trusting in yourself at accomplishing what you feel like you need to accomplish. There's some here with this trust that always keeps you busy because you don't trust that you're going to get things done and you're going to break the cycle of certain things. And I'm seeing a bunch of balloons. I'm hearing congratulations. You've already done it. You have done it. You just don't really see it at this time. And I think that this is a part of your rebirth. Honestly, that's when I was cleansing the cards out. The two cards I see when I picked up the Universe Oracle and I started cleansing was rebirth and freedom. And this makes a lot of sense because on May 1st, we had the full moon in Scorpio, which is the full moon. Now, that's 8th house energy, which is transformation through the relationships around us. And we have to have those relationships in order to have these transformations. We have to have ill will people to teach us certain things about ourselves and also how to take care of ourselves. So, and then with the May 16th full moon, Taurus, this is why it's important for you to really assess the things that are around you, the things that you have built over time. Taurus is second house energy. There's a lot of fixed energy right there, and Scorpio's fixed energy. You've been fixed in one way, and we need to bring an end to it and get fixed in another way, or start a new way of doing things and getting fixed in that routine. And Taurus is the identification with substance, how you identify yourself with the things around you. And just remember, you don't have to identify yourself by the people you have around you, because a lot of times we will have people around us who are not as spiritually evolved, and sometimes we are really hard on ourselves and we start to encompass our fears about what we could be like through these others. So I think that we're on the trajectory where we got to step back from doing that, and we got to again create a new routine and getting fixed and doing it, getting fixed and trusting ourselves, trusting our intuition, trusting that we've been getting stuff done. So ancestor spirit guides, what needs to come out for the present for the Gemini frequency? Oh my goodness gracious. Let's see what else is going to come out. Oh, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. So first off, you've been doing this, and you've been doing this since in your past. You've been trying to create a lot of balance when it comes to yourself and the communities around you. And what that also is coupled with is the high priestess energy and the good fortune energy. And this is something that you don't see as of good fortune. You don't see how it took a lot of work, you being very diligent with the things that you do, especially when it came to establishing different routines than the examples that you had around you. And that took a lot of time, that took a lot of dedication, and that took a lot of you believing in something more. Because if you believed in the routine that was shown to you, you wouldn't have made it this far. You would have kept going in that cycle and you would have never broken it. Don't forget that. And this is in the far past too. It's not the far past, but it's back there in the past. You've been working on this because you wanted something more, especially when it came to nurturance, whether nurturing people, showing people how to love, or even learning how to surround yourself with a better type of love. But it was done in movement, a lot of movement of trying to get out of the shadow side of things. And with that, we also have the King of Wands to this Nine of Pentacles. You have somebody in your life, have had somebody in your life who's very overwhelming. They're very overwhelming with their emotions. They're very critical. They are unstable. They are very depleting. They can't grow even if they wanted to. Why? I'm hearing they choose to stay stuck, and it takes a whole lot more work than just wanting to do something. And I feel like this is something that you've heard a lot from this person. I want to do things different. I want. This is why they can't do anything even if they wanted to. And it's because there could be the want there at times, but the will, the discipline, and making themselves be motivated to want something different isn't there. And this is something that really blocks you. This blocks you even now. This makes it really hard for you to see your success. And that's the thing is, this even came out when I was cleansing your cards, the Nine of Cups, personal success. The whole thing is you really fight with this, especially when it comes to your intuition. It's easier, what I'm seeing, for you to be hard on yourself, Gemini. You're really quick to do that, but you withhold being kind to yourself. You withhold seeing these different levels that you passed. You withhold giving yourself a pat on the back and saying, damn it, you're doing it. You're doing it. You've been doing it. I'm proud of you. And this is something that's a challenge with a lot of people, because in school they didn't teach us how to be our own hype person. They didn't teach us how to believe in ourselves. And if you were born into an environment, or you were surrounded by an environment when you were very young that wasn't present, that wasn't supportive, that could have been very diminishing, very overruling, because we have this King of Wands here, a very my way or the highway type of narcissistic energy, or even sociopathic energy, where they cannot empathize with you kind of thing, then that is going to be very hard for you to build yourself up, because in the environments that you were in, they were always too busy tearing you down, taking brick by brick from your inner foundations that were supposed to help build you up. And this is something that when you can start to take pride, because pride is a good thing to have when you're using it on the lighter side of the ego, not the darker side of the ego. But you need to learn how to take pride in how you've been showing up and what you've been doing since your past. And we have a few things that are stacked up here. The Sun, you're not seeing how you followed guidance. You're not seeing how you always have been invested through the passionate kind of view, things that you want to be passionate for. So you were very passionate about not turning out or repeating somebody else's mistakes. And the last thing we have here, the whole thing is you hide from it, especially in your mind. In your mind, you haven't grasped it just yet. And with Gemini, it's a lot of mind-driven kind of things that they do. It's their planet's Mercury, so it's how we think, how we communicate, not just about others, but with ourselves as well. And you see how these ones were hidden from us, but the thing that's on top of it all, especially when it comes to patience, that you need to sit back with yourself and actually analyze, is how you took a past that had weighed you down at one time and transmuted it into the very gold of the future things that you wanted, that success that you're having right now, that you've hidden yourself away from. And I know we've talked about, Gemini, how you keep yourself busy to make sure to be that person again who's not repeating other people's mistakes. Well, sometimes it's okay to slow down. It's okay to look around, and it's okay to be proud of the many things that you had surpassed and overcame in your life. How do I put this? Not everybody will understand. And let me explain this a little bit further. Growing up the way I did, it set me up with certain outlooks. And even as an adult, until I started healing, I always thought that families operated a certain way. So in my household that I grew up in was a lot of alcoholism and a lot of drugs and etc., etc. So when we would have parties or stuff like that, even if it was for birthday parties for kids, it always ended up with people fighting. And when I was 18 and I was around different people, my stepmother's family, and they were drinking, I literally stood waiting for everybody to start fighting, because again, that's what I grew up in. And I remember the first time that I was waiting for that and I was experiencing her family drink and stuff like that, and the fighting didn't happen, I was amazed. I didn't know that was possible, that people could get together, drink, and not fight, not be toxic to each other, basically. So the reason why I throw that example out there is because, again, it could be very eye-opening to witness other people in same situations behaving very, very differently. Now, what I think is being explained here is that you need to see how you behave very, very differently. Even how you celebrate, even how you deal with problems is very, very differently than what was shown to you, what was brought on to you from a very, very younger time in your life. And you know what? If you didn't have people who were celebrating your successes back then they didn't show you how to be proud of yourself. And that would make sense on how you hold back from doing that. Because I think I've even mentioned in a story or two over the past couple of years that I've been doing this, that you do, Gemini, face a lot of jealousy from others and you don't understand why. It's because of your success. It's because of how you've changed so much things up that others thought wasn't possible at all, but you made it possible. And this is something, again, that you really, really, really need to see at the heart level. You have to unblock your emotional being so that you could really feel this, so this can start to charge you up in a different way. So let's go ahead and call in the angels of protection. Angels of protection, please help guide us and keep us safe as we navigate the block for the Gemini community. And the thing is, and I'm being told to mention Scorpio. Scorpio is all about transformation, and it's shedding the old skin, shedding the old face, and you being able to recognize your success, recognize how much you show up, recognize what your intentions have been and still are, is something that is here for you. so that you can step out of this old self that is no longer a phase that is fitting you, that withholding from yourself, withholding that extra love, that extra hype of seeing how awesomely amazing you are. And it's being able to emerge into this new person with wisdom that you've learned along the way, but seeing yourself, treating yourself, communicating with yourself, and thinking about yourself a little differently. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this block. It's a lot of been out in the cold. Maybe this relationship never evolved to the ideal outcome that you wanted it to. Maybe when it was the worst, the things were the thickest, it was always cold. There wasn't much support around you. It was a lot of you going through the darkness on your own. And again, if you see this outlook here, this is something that inspired you to want to do different. Especially when it came to following your gut. Your gut is your intuition. Let's see, we have the Empress. So the Empress, I usually don't point out like this, but I will because I really feel like this is parent driven from your past. The Empress represents a good parent, and the Empress in reverse represents a bad parent, a neglectful parent, an over-dominating parent, a parent who doesn't support, who isn't present like that. And this is the very thing that still blocks you. This is the very thing that still has you out in the cold with yourself when it comes to fully accepting all the things that you've done. This is the reason, again, why you withhold from loving yourself, even deeper type of thing. And so what we have going on here, the Three of Cups. You know, maybe in this past, it was hard to celebrate with people. That was something that was really hard, again, because there was somebody here who wasn't as nurturing. They were always very taking. And you couldn't juggle anything. You couldn't juggle an opinion. You couldn't juggle in a view because it was always their way or the highway type of thing. And here we go. It was actually a really big deal to you, even though at this time you play it off. But this younger self hasn't forgotten. And this younger self needs to be healed from those events that left a very big impact on your life. It's something that you often reflect on, especially when it comes to the things that you do and the things that you create. It was a very, very negative contract that for some reason, like I was saying, it never evolved to the place that you wanted it to evolve because the person never evolved. They've never spiritually leveled up in any type of way. The reason why I say it's stuck is the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving one. I would say the Knight of Pentacles would be the most cautious one too, because they take time in their environment. But what happens when you get it in reverse and there's no movement at all? Then it's being stuck. And it's being stuck in the ways that they view the world, the ways that they come in too, towards you and towards others type of thing. And then we have this investment here, 10 of Cups. The whole thing is, and here's that King of Wands in upright. Even till this immediate present, you want to invest in this person, this parent. You want things to be better. Masculine energy here with the King of Wands is progression. It's development. It's adventure. It's exploration. And this is all you want from this person. This is what you're waiting for this person to do so you can start showing them what it's like to work things differently and how to have that happy ending, and that the happy ending is possible. Things are possible. Things that are different are possible because you've made it happen for you. And you wish it could happen for another. That's where this is at. You wish it could happen for another. Here comes the Lovers. The Lovers to the Queen of Wands, to the Ace of Wands, to Judgment. Oh man. You want to have the most sovereign view when it comes to this person, place, thing. I really feel like it's a parent though, somebody that was really helping raise you. But the alignment's off. The alignment's off. It's like your wisdom versus their wisdom in a sense. And if they overrun you, then they extinguish your fire. And something that's really hard to do is to create judgment against them. There's always wanting to give them the benefit of the doubt. But what I'm hearing is that's the exact problem here, Gemini. The problem is you're not allowing this person to catch up. That's what I'm hearing to say, to catch up spiritually when it comes to involvement. You're always wanting to save them. You're always wanting to create excuses for them. You're always wanting to be the better person, even if it's withholding judgment. But the Queen of Wands, she's patient. But the Queen of Wands is going to tan that hide if you mess with her. The Queen of Wands is also a teacher. She's an educator. And the thing is the reason why you were able to go so far and this person was because they didn't follow that intuition and they stopped believing, even in the darkest of times. And for some reason, what I'm hearing to say is you feel guilty. You feel guilty because you have so much more success than what they had. And if you could just get them to wake up, then you wouldn't feel guilty so more because they would do more for themselves. Oh my gosh, that really brings a lot of tears to my eyes. I didn't know that had to do with guilt, feeling guilt for your success. That's hard. You know, there are people who will feel guilty for how far they came in life and the fact that they couldn't take family, friends, even co-workers with them. But everybody has the same choices that you had. May not be the same situations, but they have the same choices. They can choose between right and wrong. They can choose between recognizing when something isn't, going good for them, just like they can choose to recognize when something is. And the whole thing is you're upset because they won't choose something different and you feel guilty again because you can't. That's not fair to you. That's not fair to you. And your success is only meant to teach them that they can achieve things too. But if they choose to stay stuck, that's not on you to feel guilty about. That's the thing. Even though you have this shame that you carry with you, you have to wonder why. Why is it that you feel guilty? What is it? Do you feel sorry for them? And this is what is driving the guilt? Is there some kind of resentment towards their situation and how everything evolved with you and them, or even how everything came about with you and them? Like I said, this really sounds like it's somebody in your past who has helped raise you and has helped leave a very, very impactful kind of views in you. So I want you to know, the divine wants you to know, your angels, ancestors, spirit guides want you to know that the whole time they had the same choices as you, just different circumstances. And it's okay to pick your head up and to see that. Because think about all the times you've had to say no, but yet they say yes. You've said no to the bad habits, they continue to say yes to the bad habits. And the whole thing is, they were always older than you. And we always want to say they should have known better. But we can't predict who has what type of sense. And so with that being said, their journey was their journey for a reason. Your journey is your journey for a reason. We're not meant to feel guilt and shame, again, for other people and the cycles that they've kept themselves in over the time, or even still have themselves in. And what I'm being told, Gemini, is you need to recognize this about yourself, that you have such a big heart that you will sacrifice viewing yourself successful or in a successful way, there we go, to appease others, to appease your views on these others and their situations, the things that they went through and stuff like that. It's hard. You have a lot of different situations that children come about. Your parents go through a lot of different situations, and it's hard to sift through that and think about how your life impacted their life. But the thing is, again, they had their choices just like you. Getting to the root of this and understanding that, so you can start to heal this, so that you can start to come to a more even energy with yourself, especially when it comes to having pride in the things that you have accomplished and making sure that you didn't make the same choices. There's nothing wrong with that. Not at all, not one bit. I promise. I promise, I promise, I promise. You will have generations who will wear the guilt and shame of generations before them. And that's how a generational cycle keeps going. You want to fully purge this cycle, you're going to have to heal this part of you that has this guilt and shame for your success. All right, so let's go ahead and call in divine and universal energy. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love that. What are the positive messages that need to come out? What is it that you have for the Gemini community? I'm hearing one more. What's the last one? There's that last one. Oh my goodness gracious. So when it comes to this past, we have to stop withholding yourself from yourself. There's a lot of fears that you still have around yourself, especially when it comes to the things that you don't want to be, the things that you don't want to repeat. How can you stop unfocusing or stop focusing from that, so that you can start to see who you are, the person that you have became more clearly, especially when it goes through coming from the shadow side more into the lighter side and the ego, and in your perspectives of life and in your beliefs. Something else here is safe travels. And look at all that water. It's okay to stir up others. And remember, this person I talked about before is really emotionally unstable. They're very controlling. They're very, very, very locked in the ways that they see things and how they express themselves. And the thing is how can you accept that emotionally? Travel to your emotional being within you. And it's not blaming them, but it's accepting them. I think when you can accept that they are who they are, no matter what, their choices were their choices no matter what, I think that will free you a little bit, and that will free you into being able to say, you know what? Well, then if I can accept them for all the shit that's happened, then why can't I accept myself? And that's what you start to focus on, because we're going to come to an understanding of this person. And then we're going to let that be. And we focus on you, accepting you, seeing you, and sifting through those different emotions, that are at the root of things. And I really feel like doing that is going to help charge your internal charisma. And with that being said, it's going to bring in change. A lot of different change, especially when it comes to adapting to your new views to you. But something else that's going to happen, don't be confused about it, is you're going to have a shift in karma, because you're going to start to view things differently. And the things that you're going to look at are going to change a little bit, because again, you're viewing it from a more healed side. You're viewing it from a new version where you're not so hard on yourself. Because when we're hard on ourselves, we think that the world sees all of our insecurities. We think that the world also views us just as hard. And something else here is moon. Moon is mother energy. Mother energy is nurturance. It's what we want to nurture, but how we want to be nurtured as well. It's feminine energy. Feminine energy is winter, it's autumn, it's earth. It is negatively charged. It's female, it's water, it's cool, it's damp, it's nurturing, it's recessive, it's dark, and of course, it's moon. The thing is you're gonna go into a different part of yourself, a different room in your inner home. And instead of always keeping that door closed, you're gonna start to open it, and you're gonna turn on that light, and you're gonna start to take time with those fears that are in there, with those insecurities that you hold yourself away from yourself when it comes to seeing your success. And when you can sit with it, when you can nurture it, when you can be cool with it, again, that's when things are going to change for you. And you're going to start to see, like I said, things differently. You're going to see how these certain relationships or relationship with this person was the thing that helped build up your resilience. And then what will happen is you'll start to be charging yourself a little bit more, because you're going to look at yourself, you're going to feel about yourself a whole lot differently. And what is that? That you're blessed. The things that you do are blessings. The journeys, the mountains that you have overcame, the different hurdles that you didn't let stop you, is the thing that has you so blessed now. Oh. I like this a lot, Gemini. I really, 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 really do. Like I said, in school, they didn't teach us how to have certain believing in ourselves, hyping ourselves up. They didn't teach us also how to have these inner reflections of the things that impacted us. They didn't teach us how to be able to filter out between the different lessons that we had with different people in our lives. You know, they taught us how to sit, they taught us how to stay, but they didn't teach us or prepare us for the many phases that we're going to face in life either. And just like I'm telling you this, that goes the same for this person too. Whatever that situation is, whoever it is, because the fact that you encompass so much guilt and shame for your success because of them, this tells me that they have been through a lot and they've been down and stuck in this dark hole for the longest time. And the thing is you have to remember that's their choice. You can't beat yourself up for other people's choices. And maybe this is something that you're meant to learn from right now, because if we have any parents here, if we have anybody who's dedicated to other family members, maybe this is something to start preparing you for future events that are going to happen, that are going to be involving other people and their personal choices that they are going to make. Oh, yeah, it happens. It really does happen, especially when you care a lot for the people around you. One thing I used to say a lot is we choose the people we will suffer for. And what do I mean by that? It's think about the different people that you love. Now think about when they call you and they're stressed, they're not feeling well. Think about how you start to take on some of their suffering too, and you suffer with them. And then you suffer when they're not there because you're worried about them. That's how I say we will choose the people we will suffer for. So how much do you have to suffer for this person, and how long are you going to validate this type of suffering that involves the guilt and the shame over you being successful? This is something to ask yourself. I feel like this is something to ponder on for what I'm hearing is the rest of the month, as you take a step back and look at all the things that you've built around you. All right, Gemini, this is going to conclude it. Don't forget to thank your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy for coming on in and helping out. And as always, I hope that you have a most wonderful rest of your day.